Jackie, we're not just here at the inaugural of a new cruise ship or even a new cruise line, but actually a whole new cruise concept.
Correct.
Which is pretty exciting to be a part of, to be here with all of this energy, and to be here with the Transcend team as you inaugurate this beautiful new ship. First of all, I'd love to talk about the ship. This ship, in many ways, she is a river ship, but she feels a lot like a luxury small ocean ship.
Correct.
With spaces that I have never seen before on a river cruise ship, like the Forum, a theater that opens up into the dining room on one level. It's a 2-level theater, and at the top level onto the lounge. So it's such an interactive space between the lounge and the Forum, which can act like a theater or a demonstration space, cooking demonstrations or wine tastings or product demonstrations, all kinds of things. A wedding, indoor wedding, I'm just saying.
Definitely an indoor wedding,
saying.
And we have a few people that are interested in that, or even people that are renewing their vows.
Right.
Such a great opportunity for it to use the Forum.
Yeah.
Forum's even thinking about movie nights, and getting together, and we can serve popcorn, anything like that. So you can take this from a corporate venue all the way through to multi-generational, to any sort of family get-together or celebrations, etc. It's such a unique, we've put unique spaces in there that people want to be able to customize to create the wow for their certain type of client.
Right.
Whether or not it is about the Forum, whether or not it's about, the top deck where we have a CC yacht screen, and we're doing stuff up there.
Think of movie nights on the top
Exactly.
deck. Again, something I have not seen ever done on the rivers.
Ever done on the rivers.
And the other thing, I just have to mention, the other thing I've never seen on a river is such an expansive and comprehensive spa and fitness area.
Yes.
So on two decks with a very expansive fitness area, but what got my blood pumping was the spa area. So the heated loungers looking out over the river,
Absolutely.
and this multi-person sauna,
Exactly.
and steam room, and a 6-person jacuzzi.
That's right.
And the experience shower.
Exactly.
That is vast.
Exactly. And we've set that up again for anywhere from leisure all the way to corporate. There are some people that are going to, bring a couple nurses on and do IV therapy down there. So now you've elevated your wellness acts, In that area as well, we have Rituals Mind Oasis. And that's something you've never seen on a ship before, and it's something that's really elevated the wellness. Anywhere from having a brain massage to
Which sounds much better than it
It does.
Yeah,
It's
actually much better than it sounds.
It does. No, it's not like that. And it's incredible to be on that Mind Oasis, because it's like having 3 or 4 hours of sleep afterwards. So who doesn't love that? And
when
then
you're on holiday, it means you can holiday more.
Exactly.
Or work more, whatever it is you're here for. You could work more,
Right.
Go in for a little therapy, and
Right.
sleep less.
Right, and then the hydrotherapy massage also with the red light therapy over top. So that elevates our wellness center, because again, we've got so many different types of people that may want to utilize our vessel for anywhere from an event that is not moving to anywhere to a leisure type of
This
venue.
ship can remain parked.
It can, absolutely.
Yeah, which I think is interesting. Obviously, lots of people will want it to explore a destination.
Right.
This is for sort of the Netherlands and the Rhine, but it can remain docked
Right.
in a city, for example, as an extension of land or as a hotel space on its own.
Right.
Or, maybe you're just not into it. You want that sort of a private hotel space and
That's right.
spend all of your time in one city. And that's all very really. And
Right.
the chartering allows you really to create exactly what it is you want, from the destination
Right.
to the ship experience. And
Right.
your team can help create that and design that.
We
for
do.
everyone.
We design this from the ground up. And even talking about events, because I think some of the travel traders saying, like, why would you have this park for an event? Let's talk about Canada. Let's talk about hockey. So the IIHF, which is the World Hockey Tournament, is in Mannheim and Dusseldorf. we can dock at both locations. And then in 2029, it's at Bratislava, and everybody knows that you can dock in Bratislava. So it allows you to incorporate that, whether or not it's a leisure thing, and you're incorporating, 3 nights of the gold, silver, bronze medal games or not. So this is where the creativity comes in. The spaces that we have here, multitude of different spaces for food and beverage.
For example, the
breakouts.
space that we're in, lots of river cruise ships have an aft lounge. Some of them do some dining in that space. This is actually a dedicated cafe with its own fully operational stocked bar, and it has
And
its
kitchen.
own galley.
It does.
Its own galley, so it actually can be an actual private dining space that's
Right.
completely separate from the rest of the dining.
That's right. So then you have the restaurant, then we have a massive barbecue up in the top deck, so you've got food and beverage options there. So you've got a ton of spaces to put full 120 people. Talk about our staterooms. We've got only deck 3 and deck 2. We have 30 staterooms on each deck. Every 2 staterooms can connect for family suites. Every 2 staterooms can turn into a 1-bedroom, 2-bath suite. Lots of maneuver room, lots of options.
So it's shape shifting. I think that's really sort of what you could take away from
Yes,
it, right?
absolutely.
It's like the Transformers, the toys that all and suddenly you've got something new. That's what
That's
happens
right.
on the ship. And the stateroom that I'm in, for example. So also I want to mention the design. So there's so much use of reflective surfaces that allow spaces to appear and feel much more expansive, and the use of glass, but actual useful. So for example, in the bathrooms. So the bathrooms are separate, which I think is very helpful. So if there's
Yep.
2 people sharing one room, the toilet with its own sink is one separate room with a nightlight, by the way, so you don't have
Yes.
to wake up the person
Wander.
who you happen to be sharing with if you have to get up in the night and use the loo, and then a separate shower and another sink space,
Right.
with fully, at the press of a button, fully opaque glass. So
Right.
when you don't need it, it feels open, but when you do need it, it's actually opaque glass that works. Sometimes it doesn't always, but in this case, on this ship, it actually works.
Right.
And so privacy is completely maintained, but all of these really thoughtful design elements that I think make this ship feel so spacious and so multifunctional, multi-purpose.
Absolutely.
And also the design concept. I mean, the design is lovely.
Right.
Really lovely
Abs-
design, contemporary and thoughtful. So let's talk about, from the travel trade perspective, as you say, some of the trade are thinking, oh, do I have to charter this whole space myself?
Right.
So first of all, let's talk about really, because the staterooms can open up and become penthouse suites for
Yes.
everybody. And I know for a fact that when you're talking with a luxury clientele, sometimes when a number of luxury clients want to travel together on a cruise and there's only 1 or 2 penthouse suites, there's a little bit of jockeying for position.
Correct.
And they end up not traveling together because who gets that 1 or 2
Exactly.
penthouse suites? Well, in this case, everybody can have the penthouse
Right.
suite.
We can turn it into 30 penthouse suites.
Right.
It's absolutely an amazing concept to be
Right.
able to do an all-suite ship.
Right. Or a combination of suites, of penthouse suites, family suites, and then also
Individual staterooms.
Individual staterooms. So
Right.
it gives you all of those shape-shifting options. And that also then, in terms of the numbers, from really 50 guests, 50, 60 guests, to 100 or max 120 guests.
120
And
guests.
suddenly, if you start thinking of events with 50 to 100 guests, a lot of people, you don't have to be looking at MICE business.
No, you do not. You do not at all. And then we also realize that we don't want you to take out of your inventory when you are selling it to a client. So on deck 1, because we do not have any staterooms on deck 1, we have a beautiful flex space there to be able to do other elements that you might need. And then we also give 2 charter staterooms, which are double occupancy. So that allows you
With
to
an
come
office, by the way.
with an office
Right.
as well.
So,
Yes.
right, if there's work to be done, and this maybe is more in the case of MICE, but if
Right.
there's work to be done, or if you're bringing on board people bringing on gifts, or if you want to do tastings or things, there's
Exactly.
space for storage, which is
Right.
always at a premium. There's
Right.
storage space, there's work space, there's
Right.
organizational space, there's space for support people. I mean, some families bring nannies sometimes, that sort of
It's
thing.
a really good point. And for some multi-generational charters that we have, the the agent is bringing an activities director. Right. So then on deck one, it becomes a whole center for the kids that are on board. So others are bringing a DJ, some are bringing a nanny. It's up to you what you want to use that space for, which is incredible that you don't have to take it out. The other thing that we have, everything is included on board, and we price on a per charter night.
Right.
One individual night for the whole entire ship. So that means everything's included. Your taxes, your gratuities, all your AV, which is all over the ship. Right. You are in control, and that's a big thing. So it's basically the agent's in control, working with our team, and how you push that out to your clients is totally up to you. So it allows for a ton of flexibility. It allows for creativity. Our team's here to be able to say, oh, try this or try that. There are not all kinds of nickel and dime type things along the way. Right. It's really the concept that in the charter rate, a lot of people don't do anything more than that besides add a transfer and maybe some shore excursions.
Right.
That's it. Right. And in some cases, your clients might not need it. So we will actually develop an itinerary with you where everything is right there. The castle's right there. So now all of a sudden your clients can be independent explorers. They can have that flexibility if you have a younger demographic. It allows you, and bikes, e-bikes are on board, free for you to use. We have a wellness director, yoga, we have Nordic walking sticks, we have a ton of things that we can utilize on board that you don't have to pay for because you're all included, but you can build out your whole entire day-to-day agenda. Right. So
in terms of working with Transcend, how do travel advisors go about it?
So for Canada, you would contact me as far as either getting my email address, which I know that OpenJaw will put up, or whether or not you go onto transcendcruises.com and you can email me right from that location so I can help take care of the travel trade from there. We do have directors that are on board as well, on board our team, so we'll be able to get some additional assistance as well for you if we need that. The very first thing on your step one is to have that conversation with us. It's to figure out what type of group do you have? When do you think that they want to travel? We are booking out to 2029 right now, so it gives you a lot of options. If you do have a large group that you need more than one ship, we do have tandems and tri-tandems available starting 2020, late 27 and 28.
Right, so there are more ships coming.
More ships coming. Yes. We have the Evolve coming in right when the Transcend Connect actually starts our first charters. And then we have 2 more behind her who are in Romania right now with steel cut, etc. And then we have more to follow. Our whole entire projection is to have 12, which gives us so much opportunity not only for meetings and incentives, but also for leisure components as well. Right. Because there's a ton of people out there.
Oberammergau is coming up soon.
Exactly. Oberammergau is coming up soon. And that could be a nice hybrid between an event type of space and a cruising type of space, right? Just think of anything out there. Food is amazing because you help customize every one of the menus.
So when people have special needs, for example, celiacs or people who want to travel together but find it hard to always access kosher cuisine or vegan cuisine.
Correct.
This way you get to customize the menus, and the kitchen is catering exactly to the needs of the group. So it's where if you were traveling with a group in a different scenario, it would be harder to control. This gives you that complete control over things like menus where you do have special needs.
We do. And it's not just, we have 2 full kitchens on board. So we are in the aft area, and we do have a full kitchen back here, as well as a kitchen into the front that services everywhere else on the ship. So we are able to be in control of whatever the needs are if we are talking celiac or something like that. So just think outside the box a little bit on the demographic that you currently have, and what are their backgrounds, and do they belong to clubs, or do they belong to something like that you might ask them the question, hey, does your club ever get together? you know, maybe this is an option for you.
Right. Yeah, it opens up a whole new world and I think a whole new way of thinking about river cruising. I mean, chartering isn't new.
No.
But being focused on chartering and really catering as opposed to allowing chartering. I
Right.
think that is the new sort of frame of mind.
Absolutely.
Right? Is focusing on the charter
Right.
needs
Right.
as opposed to finding a way to wedge them into ordinary business.
Exactly, exactly. When you try to do that from, you know, a B to B to C, it is sometimes like that square peg round hole because they do such an amazing business putting their products together.
Exactly.
With us, you're starting from scratch. It is really like building, as we have given
Build a
out our
cruise,
leg
right?
and
Yeah.
build a cruise. Maybe that's the way that we started training. Build a cruise. So
Bring your imagination.
absolutely.
Right, and work with the team. I
And
mean,
work
you-
with us at
yeah,
Transcend.
and I think
Your imagination is endless for the amount of clients that you can bring on, and it's just starting a conversation with them. That's all.
so. Congratulations,
Thank
and we'll
you.
be very excited to see where Transcend goes from here.
Okay, great. Thanks, Lynn, so much.
Thank you.
Okay.